What's up, guys? It's the Catman here. I want to make another video, Call of Duty related, actually, this time. I think I said that I was going to be playing a lot of Fortnite in my last video, and I still am, but wanted to actually come back to an old gameplay that I had from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 and make a quick video about what I think this game did so well and why I think this game is incredibly underrated. So a little bit about the gameplay here. I think it's like a 52-1 gameplay. I died once at the beginning, and then I went on like a 46 kill streak and ended up getting a Moab, which was probably the most fun thing to do in this game back in the day. But so in this video, I'm definitely going to be focusing a little bit more about the actual multiplayer aspect of this game. I don't really remember the campaign, to be completely honest. I know that there was a couple of other modes, kind of like a zombies type mode that was pretty fun, but really just focusing and diving deep on the multiplayer and why I thought this game was so great. To start out, no skill-based matchmaking. I mean, this was well before that era, and one thing that's definitely worth mentioning is you didn't really need to manipulate the game with, VPNs, two-boxing in order to have fun. I mean, guys, this is where we're at right now with Call of Duty. Either the game is manipulating us, or we have to take action to manipulate the game. Basically, this game, you could just hop into a game. It would be a completely random experience. Sometimes you'd have a team that's super sweaty. Sometimes the team would be absolutely garbage. And around Christmas time, we're, coming up on Christmas time right now. Christmas time was pretty fucking fun because you would have lobbies filled with people that just got the game for Christmas. It was just a fun experience kind of going up against lower level people every now and then. And not just logging on and immediately getting met with a sweaty team. So I think that's one thing that made this game fun, and really this was right before the peak of the golden era of Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 3, and then, you had Black Ops 2 basically right after this, and then I kind of stopped playing around Black Ops 3 time. The games just felt a little bit different, and I don't know. I think that really this was right before the peak of Call of Duty. Another thing that's worth mentioning too is basically no one was hacking. Back in the day, there was some boosting going on, there was some cheating, but mainly had to do with the actual level of your account. You'd kind of get invited to like a private match or something, and then you'd spawn in, get max prestige and whatnot, and get all your stuff unlocked. So it didn't really affect the actual gameplay itself. They were all in private sessions, and I don't even think that devices like the Cronus Zen were really around back then, and you didn't really run into a lot of wall hackers, aimbotters, anything like that. So, it was nice to not have to worry about that, not have to worry about watching kill cams to see if people are cheating or not. I know that's something that I have to do pretty regularly now, especially in the higher tier skill-based matchmaking brackets. And I think this was one of the first games to really get the weapon balance right. Black Ops 1 did a really good job of this, but there was a lot of different viable weapons in this game that you could use. You see here, I'm using the G36. I mean, all of the ARs were pretty solid. You could snipe in this game. It was actually viable. There's the Moab right there. And it was just kind of fun to use all the different guns. The FMK or FMG akimbo things were an awesome secondary that was really fun to run around with. And I think there was another one, like an MP9, that was really fun too. So it was just very solid. And everything was so simple too. There wasn't 20 different attachments for different guns, and you had to figure out the 5 that are any good. You basically could put on extended mags, red dot sight, silencer, and you had a gun that worked very, very well. So everything was just so simple, so straightforward. And if you look at the actual gunplay here, you're not having any kind of crazy recoil patterns either. It's very consistent, it's very good, it just seems smoother than what we have in games today. The specialist mode, as you can see here, is one thing that I absolutely loved as well. This thing made it so much easier to actually go for Moabs in the game. The Moabs were extremely fun to get to. It was just, and even if you weren't going for the Moabs, the kill streaks in general were just good. I mean, I remember the Reaper was one of my favorite kill streaks of all time. It was just basically mini Predator missiles that you could shoot out of a drone, and it was just super fun. And I think a lot of it comes down to Call of Duty in this state was in that pre-greedy, money-hungry era. And there was no shops, there was not a whole lot of cosmetics. I don't think there was any cosmetics, really. It was just, you know, the gun skins that you unlocked. There was no loot boxes, basically gambling in the game. That was crazy that even existed for a period of time. And it was just, you would just unlock the gun, get the camo, and if you had gold, I think you had to do it per prestige. If you had gold, that kind of showed that you're, you know, pretty good with the gun or whatever, and it was as simple as that. So I think that's really what made this game so great. Was it was just super simple. It was super fun to play. It was super fun to just log on. You get a random experience. You'd be able to play with friends. The team balancing, I don't even know if it existed back then, but I'm sure it did to some extent. But yeah, I mean, this was just a very solid, fun game, and it kind of sucks that we've gotten to a point where things like this, games like this, don't really come out anymore. It seems like most developers nowadays are trying to optimize for engagement rather than optimizing for just making a really fun, solid game. And I think that's kind of sad, to be honest. And, you know, I think this game did a lot of really good things. They did a lot of things right. As you can see, and I don't think a lot of people actually know this, but Modern Warfare 3 was the first game to actually come out with Kill Confirmed, one of my favorite game modes. And so I think that this game overall was very, very underrated. I think that if they were to just take this game and take all of the elements in it, don't change anything, just remaster it, update the graphics a little bit, repackage it, and release it, this may be one of the best Call of Duties. So yeah, that is basically the video. I just wanted to share this because I came across it on my channel. It's kind of an OG gameplay that I thought would be interesting to share and just kind of show what it used to look like to play Call of Duty. Thanks, y'all.